Okay guys, so I thought I'd make a little ability guide for Necromancy for ED2 because people were asking about it, and I've got a fairly good method there now, I would say. So here goes. So you want to summon your dudes before you go in, make sure you activate the ghosty spec. And right here we're going to be getting all these slimes together and then doing a triple scythe on them. As long as you got all of them in your scythe AoE, it should open the door pretty much instantly. Then just do whatever on this guy. I did a tier 95 spec, I think. And then here we're going to line up these dragons and use Soul Strike a few times on the back one. Because it has a little bit of AoE and it does spread to the front one as well, which works quite well. And then here we're going to Dragon Slayer Sigil and then cast Death Skulls on those dragons and then focus down the fourth one. Those skulls should bounce around a bit and kill the ones at the back as you open the door. And these golems, just like the slimes, just gonna scythe them again. Nice and easy, triple scythe, wham bam, strawberry jam, happy day there. And then over to here, this one's a bit awkward, this bit, because like you really want to Threads of Fate it, but you can't, you mustn't. So the options are basically just Soul Strike, again, use all your souls, Soul Strike the slimes, and then if you want you can scythe them at the end, it's up to you. And as the door opens, you want to invoke death, and then Threads of Fate, and we're going to Soul Sap, and then Volley of Souls, and then Death Guard spec. And that should one-shot all of them, just like that. It's beautiful. This is just a random run that I chose, by the way, and I'm glad it's actually a really good one, so that's quite nice. Then just kill this dragon with whatever. I think I tier 95 spec'd it again, but just kill it with whatever you have. It doesn't really matter too much. Same with the next dragon. They're just a little bit annoying. If you want to, you can deathmark them, because they do have quite a bit of HP, but it's up to you. It depends if you want to use the runes or not. But either way, after that dragon dies, we're going to summon all our dudes again, because we have no target. It means we can quite happily summon them for no adrenaline. Sometimes after you kill something and you want to summon things without costing adrenaline, you occasionally have to just press any offensive ability in the chat. Sorry, any offensive ability, and then in the chat it will say you don't have a target, and that will mean you can do some free abilities. But here we're basically just death sculling and then building stacks of necrosis and souls. There's not really too much going on here. Kill the pulsar, living death at some point if you like, and then chuck on another death skulls when the neutral comes to say hello. So yeah, nice and easy here, really nothing too much to it. But yeah, just gonna run in the portal when the star comes. I got a bit lucky and the star was there straight away. Yeah, just death skulls again, maybe a finger of death, and that's about it. Then coming through the next door, you want to Threads of Fate again, and as we're in living death, it is a great time to use Finger of Death. And then Volley of Souls, and there we go. Basically a one-shot on those dragons. Unfortunately, that guy didn't get one shot, that's fine. And on that brick, Bladed Dive and Surge over there, happy days. Another good spot for a triple scythe right here is what I normally do. Apparently I didn't this time, I think I was testing something else. But yeah, triple scythe I found was pretty good on these guys. I would recommend doing a triple scythe. I think I was trying to do Soul Strike here, and it really was not as good as the triple scythe. So yeah, definitely scythe those guys if you can. And then coming up to this room, we're going to be, I believe, using Death Skulls on these dragons. It should bounce between all of them quite happily. Just lure them together a little bit first, and then chuck on the skulls. Should be pretty decent. I'd probably recommend a Dragon Slayer Sigil here as well, which I forgot to use. And then just kind of whatever. At the back here, a bit of Soul Striking perhaps to hit everything. But then it's the next room is the big one. We're going to be using Threads of Fate in the next room. So basically we're going to lure all the dragons together. We're going to Threads of Fate. Actually no, hang on. We're going to invoke Death, then Threads of Fate, and then Soul Sap, and then Volley of Souls, that group of 4, and then Death Guard spec, that group of 2 on the right there. So Volley of Souls over there, Death Guard spec those. Look at that, double 30Ks, it's lovely. And unfortunately it didn't quite kill the first group because I didn't get 5 souls. I only got like 3, I think it was, so one of them was unfortunately out of range of the threads, which was a little bit sad. But usually it works out a little bit better. This was a slightly unfortunate room. But it is what it is. So then after we kill these, they normally be a bit more dead than this, but it happens. It happens, it happens. But after this, just gonna go up here, go to the little strike worm guys, and what you can do is, at least with the, I think it's the, is it north? Well, those two by the gate, you can stand in range of both and use your triple scythe, which is quite nice. But the other two are a little bit awkward, so I'm not really the best way to be dealing with those. But there is an argument to potentially Threads of Fate these guys. I haven't quite tried it yet, but it might be possible to Threads all four. Currently, I've been saving that for the Black Dragons in the next stream. Slightly, got a Twitch stream. So yeah, the stream can be a little awkward. So yeah, maybe a Threads of Fate on all four if it's possible. But I save it for this reason. Yeah, Volley of Souls, Soul Sap, Little Finger of Death, and then they basically all die. Bear in mind, I'm actually not on an aura right now. So yeah, if I was on Marja or something, maybe they'd die a little bit more handily, but who knows? But either way, we have 5 souls. We get to Varaglow. You can load a preset if you want to. I tried and failed apparently. But yeah, summon your dudes again. Make sure you invoke death before the fight. Surge on over and Death Skulls and Voln straight away. And let's just build up a little bit. Make sure we're stacking our skeleton guy as well. Your Living Death part way through this. And you can grab an Eldritch Crossbow or Split Soul Spec right as we're doing the pillar as well. And then after this, it's time for damage. So we're going to do a Death Skulls, a Dragon Slayer Sigil, a Volley of Souls. Just literally chuck everything at it. And then just autos and touches and fingers. And then you get a very, very quick kill. It's kind of averaging around 47 seconds. That is bang on the average this time. So great. I did have a bit of a pop-off kill that was like a 39 or something. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was, yeah, so basically if you crit, it'll be a lot faster. And here, another Invoke Death, Threads of Fate, Soul Sap, Volley of Souls, then Death Guard Spec if you can. I didn't quite have the Adren for Death Guard Spec there, unfortunately. Should have built some while coming over, but it is what it is. But if you do it right, you can kill all of those dragons instantly. And here you kind of have a few options, either Soul Strike or Soul Scythe, or even some Death Skulls you could do here as well. Really depends. You have a few options and they're all okay. It is good to save some souls for this Hydrix dragon though. You should probably also invoke death on as you're running over. Doing a little 4 or 5 soul thingy there is have. And you might notice that I don't really have my conjures up very much during these mobs, and that's probably a mistake, honestly. I need to do a better job of keeping them alive, so in your runs I'd recommend getting conjures up a little bit more. Although obviously you do kind of want them at the beginnings of boss fights, so you've got to be a little careful with how and where you summon them. But what it is, but yeah, as we go in here, we get 5 souls for Blackstone Dragon here. Trying and failing to load a preset, but it is. Yeah, 5 souls ready, summon our dudes, make sure we activate our Ghosty, he is just OP one after all. Invoke Death before coming in, Death Skulls him, chuck on a Voln, and then basically Death Skulls and Volley of Souls basically just one-shots him. Like, he doesn't do any attacks, it just phases him so unbelievably fast. And the hands, it's probably a good idea to invoke Death these as well, but I chose not to because I was silly. But yeah, just keep attacking them, keep attacking, and then yeah, just building stacks basically, because we want to save all our stacks for the flight skip. In this one right here, which really honestly isn't too bad with Necromancy. I think I did like 10 runs and I only failed 1 flight skip. I got 9 out of 10. It's very consistent. So yeah, essentially what we're doing here is we're getting our stuff ready, fully stacked up, and you might have noticed, I'm going to rewind actually slightly, but after this 3rd arm I put on my Excalibur to despawn my conjures so I could summon them up again without a target. Although I messed up my Adren here, so I actually didn't lose my target. I should have pressed an offensive ability to lose my target, then I could have summoned all of them. But instead I ended up using a lot of Adren on my Ghosty there, which wasn't so good. But either way, built back up again, and we're just about ready to completely launch. And we're going to split soul and living death and basically just lay into him. So living death, the Drenpot, touch of death, death skulls, dragon sigil, volley of souls, like all the good stuff. Just chuck it in on him. Then more death skulls and then autos and fingers and touches and everything. And honestly, it's a really quite easy one cycle. So there you have it. That is how you do an ED2 run in, well, this video length is about 10 minutes and 20 seconds. So that's a really fast time. Like that whole time, that's pretty good. Obviously, it was sped up for a little bit, so I did rewind a bit. So either way, it's probably like an 11 or 12 minute run, realistically, which is a very, very good time, and I'm sure there are optimizations to be had as well. So I hope you all enjoyed, and hopefully this helps you with a little ability guide for ED2. I think it's really good here. I think it's really, really good. Like, Threads of Fate is lovely. Death Skulls is great. The AoE that you have is perfect for ED2. It's a really, really good dungeon to test your necromancy abilities. So hopefully this helps as a little guide that you can follow in a way. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again in the future.